right now we're talking to you, Eden.
Yeah.
And,
No, depression? No. To tell you the truth, I'm not someone that gets depressed. I'm the glass is half full guy, you know. And whatever works for me, whatever I have to take, Viagra, whatever.
you take Viagra, do you?
No. But I remember Marty gave me one once. No, I'm kidding. We used to do a little gag on stage, you know, Marty Wilde and myself, and we did a few tours together. Joe Brown, Marty Wilde, John Layton, and the Vernon's Girls. We had a blast. We had so much fun, you know. So, but those days are gone.
I saw the picture of you all together on the website.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Nice picture.
Great tours. Yeah.
In fact, now I've interviewed you all.
You have.
And also, yeah, I've had Marty Wilde and Joe on the show together. You imagine that? That was pressure.
That must have been interesting.
It was interesting, but Joe is such. I mean, I've done lots of shows with Joe over the years, but the first time was actually with Marty and Joe, and I thought, my God, this guy is because his personality is so strong. But he's such a great guy, and to hang out with and be on a tour with, fun. And there was a girl in the Vernon's Girls, the one with the glasses.
Maggie?
It was Maggie.
Yeah.
She was married to a guy called Roy Tuvey. I don't know if you ever met Roy.
No.
But he owned a club in the West End called Tiles. And I was telling Maggie, I said, I used to work for your husband because he owned the club. I mean, he was actually my boss at the time. Nice guy, very cool.
Yeah.
And obviously he thought I was okay because I worked there. But Tiles was a hot time. I'm diverting here.
That's okay. These are all sort of little side stories.
Yes.
Sidebars.
Sure. So basically all those people that are on your website in that picture, Joe, Marty, John, and now your good self, and Maggie. Right. I've not interviewed her, but I know her.
Oh, she's delightful. In fact, they all are. Sheila and Maggie and, Nikki now. And That
must have been a fun tour for you.
Well, it brought me back, kind of from the dead, really. They said, "Oh, he's still alive," type of thing. And it was Hal Carter, who unfortunately passed away recently, and he was Billy's guy for a long time. And Hal decided to he called me up. I was living in Los Angeles, which I still am, and he called me up and said, "Do you want to do this tour?" And with the boys, and so we did it, and it became very successful. We did 5 of them, all around the country.
I mean, Hal Carter's, God bless him, he's one of those people that he lived it, didn't he? Day and night.
He was one of the characters of the rock business, of all time. And anyone can tell you Hal was what a personality.
Oh, I know. I spent a New Year's Eve with him at Bryan Adams' place over in Wraysbury. And I think he was there a couple of years on the trot, and lovely guy.
Hal.
Yeah.
And funny. Very funny.
And also I noticed on there Malcolm Cook. There was a picture.
Yeah, Malcolm. Actually, Mal. Mal and I go back to the Audio Enterprise, which was the name of the company that used to manage me. The heads were Michael Barclay and Philip Wadiloff, my managers. And they actually hired Mal to be my road manager for the early days. And so Mal and I go back a long time. And then Mal and Hal used to work together. So all the tours we did with the boys and the girls, he was there organizing stuff, So Mal and I go back.
Yeah, I met him when I compared the Gene Pitney tour because he was Gene's personal assistant.
Yeah.
And he said to me, when you introduce Gene, can you call him Mr. Gene Pitney? I went, that's it, fair enough.
Really?
No, seriously.
Don't look him in the eye. No,
Gene is fine.
Oh, serious.
Because I can tell you what they all drink. I mean, Gene liked brandy, so I'd go and have a brandy with Gene. Joe Cocker, who was on that tour, and the Grease Band, they were into everything.
You like 2 brandies.
The Marmalade Group, they were just crazy. That was a wonderful tour. So I do know about tours and the travelling.
Well, back in the day, it was a little bit more. We had more of a free for all. But the touring in the early '60s, we never really. I did a lot of tours with Billy Fury, and I also did one with Helen Shapiro and Sandy Shore, but I did a lot with Billy. And but even though we became friends, and we would do all the publicity for the tours beforehand, we'd have pictures taken, and we'd kind of hang out. Billy was also a bit of a loner, and also when we were on the actual tours, didn't really socialize that much, because we used to do our bit and go home, basically getting, So, but
I know he was very, very shy.
Very shy guy.
And you wouldn't think that, because I did compare in Yarmouth, I think it was. There was Marty Wilde and Billy Fury on the show, and he was such a nice guy, but on stage he just turned into somebody else.
Well, Billy had the magic. He had the charisma, and you could just see it. He walked on, and he'd be wearing this silver suit, whatever it was, and the blue spotlight would hit him, and it was just like suddenly, it was amazing. He changed into this charismatic character, which is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realise how because you hear so much nonsense and bull, loads of bull you hear in show business, as you know. And I remember in Yarmouth, Billy said, "You must come over to this farm I have." And, there's a lot of bird watching. I thought, is he kidding? Does he really want me to go and check out? Because I thought he was terrific, but I thought he was just saying that because we were doing the show together.
Yeah.
And it was only later, years later, when he came on the show, and even then he said, "Well, I'm doing this TV show, why don't you come on it?" I went, "Well, I don't play anything." He said, "Just pretend you're playing the drums." But he was one of those guys, he liked certain people around him. We had this chat in the car about Scott Walker. He was a bit the same.
Yeah, obviously, if you're a shy person, I think then you like to have people that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because both Scott Walker and Billy, they had this incredible shyness. I can remember at a radio station when Billy came in, he said, "I'm so nervous, my heart's really going." I went, "What have you got to be nervous about? It's just you and me. We're having fun,
Yeah.
But
if you have that trait, then you have it. There's nothing you can do about it. That's just it.
But, do you suffer from nerves at all?
No, I take the drugs and the pills and everything.
Oh, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah. So whatever I need. No.
Well, we are kidding.
Yeah. So
I've shot one up here for
I'm
you.
kidding. Yeah, sure. No. I mean, one of those. It's all genetics, Yes, 87.
No, but some people do suffer terribly about nerves. Even Del Shannon.
Well, everybody gets
You've
nerves.
toured with Del Shannon.
Oh, Del. There's another character. I mean, when he was supposedly shot, I was absolutely totally shocked. I mean, because Del and I were good friends.
Because he played Russian roulette in the
whatever
end.
it was they said he did, and even his wife launched an investigation, and she said, "Oh, there's no way that this guy was committed suicide." I remember going to his ranch, and even though one wall was filled with guns, that wouldn't, because everybody had guns, and those lived out in the country, and you like to hunt or whatever it is. He had a collection, and we rode motorcycles around his property on the dirt. He was king of the castle. He had he had it going, and the guy was in control. And I thought, he's got everything to live for. So I couldn't believe it, but that was the verdict. So maybe.
So you don't think that story isn't true?
I find it hard to believe. That's all I can say.
Well, I do, because when I spoke with him, he sounded
very confident guy. He had it together.
Yeah. He was enthusiastic and said he didn't take sugar and something about caffeine and all that. He was going on about health and.
Yeah, while he lit up a cigar, he'd say that. But but as far as being nervous, I personally, I do get nervous before I go on stage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
but
that's important, isn't it? They'll get adrenaline's working.
Whatever, it works sometimes.
Before the man saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's Eden Kane," and that's it. The lights on you.
Before they say, formerly known as client number 8.5. Here he is.